Red Pill disclaimer. Welcome to Gawdzell's channel. By watching this video, you are choosing to take the red pill and see how deep the rabbit hole goes. All opinions expressed are Gawdzell's alone, and any copyrighted content belongs to its respective owners. Viewer discretion is advised.
Can you see it now? Can you see the Matrix for what it truly is?
Yo, what's good, y'all? Welcome back to another one. It's gonna be a great video, so stay tuned and let's get right into it. Lady, what are you doing? No, get out of there. Get out of there.
Dave Chappelle tried to warn all of us about Hollywood.
Dave Chappelle tried to warn us. Do you know why Prince, the famous rock star that was a friend of mine, do you know why he called himself the artist when he came back? He calls himself the artist because that's what they call us in our contracts.
Wow.
Oh, these contracts are crazy. You should hear the terminology they say in these contracts. To use your name and likeness in perpetuity throughout the universe. Who the fuck could possibly know what that means? Nobody does. It's so complicated, in fact, that when you're a kid like me, you have to hire somebody to tell you what it means. And you sit down at a table and you do the contract game. And that's how I got with Comedy Central. I signed the contract. And I signed the contract the way that a 28-year-old expectant father that was broke signs a contract. I was desperate. I needed a way out. And it wasn't good money and it wasn't good circumstances. But what else am I going to do, I said. And all these white people sitting at that table told me, trust us, Dave, it's a good contract. And I looked around the table and they all seemed
For
to agree it was
entertainment
a good
purposes only.
contract. But what if...
Dave Chappelle tried to warn all of us about
Crazy,
Hollywood.
man. They know how to get them while they're young too, so young. Of course, they be young. They be want to live life. So hey.
I can't be the only one noticing something weird about Will Smith's new music, right? He teased one of his new songs today, and just listen to the lyrics.
I am the tongue, truth and the lie, both in tandem. I am the sun, and I'm the rain, and I'm the wind. I am for real, and I'm pretend. I am Musa, I am Jesus, I am Judas. I am the judge, I am the victim, and I'm the shooter. I'm in the Torah and the Quran.
And then a few weeks ago, when he sung his new gospel song at the BET Awards, the stage was him in a ring of fire with a dark red moon behind him and people in robes. Like, it just didn't make sense. Watch this.
Many tests for the flesh, exhausted, gasping to catch your breath. Walking through the valley of the shadow of death. When you think you got nothing left, keep going. Don't give up on me, I need you to hold on. No.
I can't be the only one noticing something weird about Will.
I don't know. I can't take him seriously when he started rapping for some reason. I don't know.
So yes, you should be able to go 14, 20 days on just fruits. If you can't do that, then it's like, yo, something is wrong with you. If you can't go 3 days without eating food, you're not in control of yourself. Who's in control of you? Most of the time, it's the parasites inside of your gut that's manipulating your thought process to make you keep eating the flesh, because that's what they like. They like a certain type of environment. You see what I'm saying? Because they thrive in certain type of environment, unclean environment.
Right.
So they actually release certain molecules which actually influences, your brain axis upon your nerves, and that actually make you crave certain type of foods, and you keep eating it. So you're gonna tell me that you can't consume God's food, what nature actually made for you. You can't consume that for 12 to 14 days. You're telling me you can't eat fruits alone for 7 days. You see, you're not in control of your existence. That's not even you. That whole idea and that personality and who you think you are, that's not even you. That's you plus parasites plus low vibrational entities that are manipulating you to have you keep consuming. You gotta take back over the driver wheel of your consciousness. And I think a lot of people are not getting it. You have to understand that there's much more going on than what you're actually aware of. The main thing that you need is the knowledge of self. The main mastery that you need to master is the master over yourself. That's how you're going to be able to navigate your reality. So yes, you should be able to go 14, 20 days.
It's like some people really don't be in control. They can't stop eating, eating that type of stuff. But I mean, it's okay to indulge here and there, but you can't control yourself. That's not good, for real.
The fact that you are trying just shows how strong you are. And I know you want to be able to live life without being just strong. And you will. But right now, I want to take the time to just acknowledge your strength and determination to just keep going in life. All of that means something. And I want you to know that you're the greatest thing that you are working on right now in your life. And it's not pointless. Sometimes we need moments where we're here that we're doing all that we can for our life, especially the life that we want. I know this is something that most of you just don't hear, but I know that you were trying your best to do exactly what you can for the life that you want, or just trying to live. All of that matters. I just don't want you to stop the process that you have right now. I know it's not how you want it to be, but all of this means something. You matter the most, and your health is everything. Physical, emotional, all of that matters. Even on the days that you feel like it's not enough, you do more than enough. And don't stop the process that you have. You're doing great how you are doing. And I know that there's still probably much that you want to do or have to do, but you're gonna get there. The fact that you are trying just shows how.
That's fine. That's cool.
No. Huh? No.
That bear wanted the whole bag. He ain't want just a little. I don't know why you playing with that bear like that.
To ask him, I said, Rabbi, tell me the truth.
Could it be me?
Was there an Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob? I mean, did these people actually live? And he said to me, look it, you've got Isis, Osiris, Horus. You've got Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. You've got Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. Hey, we're Jews. We got to have something too, right? Everybody's got to have a triune God. Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, Osiris, Horus, Isis, Father, Son, Holy Ghost. So we got to have something. Okay, so we got Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. How do you like that? Well, was there an Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob? I don't know. Was it an Osiris, Isis, and Horus? No. Well, it's just a story. There was no Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. There was no Abraham. Abraham, the Jewish reference works will tell you, was Abram. 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 Ab, A-B, in the ancient Hebrew meant father, and Ram was the ram, Aries the ram. He was your father for 2,000 years. He was your father. Abram. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is nothing more than the triune God. And the triune God is nothing more than the sun in the rising, the sun at 12 noon, and the sun in the evening. The newborn, the full grown, and the man that dies. So consequently, This is a fascinating material when you start talking to the rabbis and doing the research and you find out, my God, how long have you known this? To ask him, I said, Rabbi, tell me the truth. Was there an Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob? I mean, did these people actually live? And he said to me, look it, you've got Isis, Osiris, Horus. You've got Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. You've got Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. Hey, we're Jews. We got to have something too, right? Everybody's got to have a triune God. Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, Osiris, Horus, Isis, Father, Son, Holy Ghost. So we got to have something. Okay, so we got Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. How do you like that? Well, was there an Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob? I don't know. Was it an Osiris, Isis, and Horus? No. Well, it's just a story. There was no Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. There was no Abraham. Abraham, the Jewish reference works will tell you, was Abram. 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 Ab, A-B, in the ancient Hebrew meant father, and Ram was the ram, Aries the ram. He was your father for 2,000 years. He was your father. Abram. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is nothing more than the triune God. And the triune God is nothing more than the sun in the rising, the sun at 12 noon, and the sun in the evening. The newborn, the full-grown, and the man that dies. So consequently, this is a fascinating material when you start talking to the rabbis and doing the research and you find out, my God, how long have you known this? To ask him, I said, Rabbi, tell me the truth. Was there an Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob? I mean, did these people actually live? And he said to me, look it, you've got Isis, Osiris, Horus. You've got Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. You've got Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. Hey, we're Jews. We got to have something too, right? Everybody's got to have a triune God. Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, Osiris, Horus, Isis.
Oh, yeah, that's all she wrote. Man. About time, man. What you getting into this weekend, man? Nothing, bro. I'm locked in, man. I signed up for that overtime they put on the wall over there. Like you not leaving with us right now? 4 shifts, man. Yep. Did nobody want it? I ain't never heard. Is that legal? Can you work 4 consecutive shifts? And they might as well put me in bed in the break room. No, I just thought you was gonna be leaving because our kids' graduation tonight. It's graduation putting money in my pocket. It's graduation paying my bills. Exactly. Come on, man. Exactly. My check gonna have 160 hours on it. It's only 168 hours in a week. I slept an hour and 14 minutes every day in between these shifts, boy. Locked in. Come on. You can go see your kid walk across the stage or whatever with that. That's important to you. Overtime. Locked in. That's what's important to me. Come on, man. It ain't about nothing else. Ain't about nothing else. I'm gonna have more kids and with more stages to walk across.
That is crazy though. Like you gotta sit there and work. Some people really gotta work. They don't know no other way. It's crazy. There's always another way. Like anything is possible. Just
Time being pulled over.
All right. Can I see your driver's license registration, please?
Yeah.
It's not a big deal.
Here's my license, but this is my mom's car, so.
Where are you headed to where you're speeding and missing stop signs?
I was just headed to a friend's house. It's like literally right there. It's a birthday party. So,
got it.
Not mine, but.
Any drugs or alcohol in the vehicle?
No, of course not.
All right. Sit tight, Sarah. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Your registration is What the?
Sarah?
What the heck? Sarah? 3201. Did this
time being pulled over?
Dang. Right. Do y'all think that's the real deal? Was this is fake? Cause that is crazy. I seen this video and this video always tripped me out. Like how did she just vanish like that? Like how? It's gotta be like an edit or something. There's no way.
Shut up! Stay on, son. Come on. Hold up. Let me tighten this up. Oh gosh, that's a good one. Come on. Stay on it, son. Hit him up. Really. Come on. Crack back. Don't let him pull you in. Come on. Yeah!
There you go.
Let's freaking go, boy! Let's go!
That's what's up.
So, I turned into a chair. Dads know how this go. You having fun? Yeah. Eating your icy? Is it good? Back up. Right here. Right. Like this. What? What? Oh. Good job, Daddy. Thank you, son. Thank you. Yo. Tackle it. Ah. Right. Shut up.
I see the prettiest girl I've ever seen in my whole life. Where? To your left, but don't look too fast. But she's pretty tired of people staring at her all the time. Little more. Little more. I see the prettiest girl I've ever seen.
If you encounter a grizzly bear and try to run, they'll easily catch you. Instead, stay calm and avoid eye contact while slowly backing away. If the bear charges, stand your ground, because most charges are actually bluffs. If it does attack, lie flat on your stomach, covering your neck with your hands. Stay still and play dead, as grizzlies often lose interest if they perceive no threat. If you encounter a
Bruh, I'm out. He gonna have to catch me. I'm not gonna do none of that. What he just said. No, I'm running, bro. I'm turning into Usain Bolt. No, I'm turning into the Flash.
Your liver is capable of true regeneration. It can regrow itself with as little as 25 to 35% of it. So kind of think about this much here, regrowing the rest of this organ. This is the largest organ in the body other than your skin. Now, the thing to understand though is even though it regrows, that doesn't mean it keeps its same shape. It will come back in a really bulbous, atypical type of shape. And the other thing to also understand is it will not regenerate unless you have healthy cells. See this? This is cancer. This cancer spread to this cadaver's liver from his colon. So what that means is he did not have healthy enough cells to help regenerate and, well, have a healthy liver. Your liver is capable of true regeneration. It can...
Ew. You know, octopus do look like aliens, don't they? They really do. For real. How is he camouflaging like that? Oh nah, he too cold with it. Oh yeah, he too cold with it. He's camouflaging with wow. I'm gonna too grow with it. At this point he's just showing off. It's interesting.
Healthy vegan eating doesn't have to mean limitations, it can mean variations. And this is one of my variations on the classic French fries. I'm starting with some super healthy zucchini, and I'm gonna batter them in my healthy vegan almond crumbs. And of course I'm doing this using no oil and no refined wheat. You'll absolutely love them. They're super healthy and super delicious. So save the recipe and make your own.
My 3-year-old son glares at me in the mirror and says, Damn it, Hanny, listen to me. I had to pull over to hear that name come out of my son's mouth. Shook me up. The last time I heard someone call me Hanny would have been before my brother's passing.
No one else called her Hanny. Not her friends, not her dad, not me. It was a name that Craig had for Trini and called her that.
My brother died in 1993 and Noah was born in 1998. There's no way anyone would have told Noah what my nickname was as a child. Hanny! When he said, damn it, Hanny, it was crystal clear, his voice lowered, and it sounded a little spooky. Hard noises in the back of his throat like guh, kuh, those things he could not say. So for him to actually make a sound with a guh in the back of his throat was very shocking to me. Listen to me! I don't even know what was going through my mind. I actually started to shake and I cried. And while I'm doing that, my daughter's in the back seat and she said, "Why are you calling mommy Hanny?" And he looked at her and he said, "My 3-year-old son."
Here's why everything you learn in school is a lie.
1920 is when everything pretty much changed. They started changing every single thing. They started removing
Listen
certain parts of the history. They started rewriting the history. 1920s is about that time. Educational system started changing everything. Rockefeller educational system. So if you find books, you want to find books before 1920s. Because if you don't find books before 1920s, you're usually being told a bunch of nonsense. And you look at a lot of the free energy books too, and everything related to the ether. That's before 1920s. The ether was removed from the periodic table after 1908. Every book you look into talks about ether and terrestrial magnetism and all of these things. 1908, that was removed off the periodic table.
Wonder why.
And that was removed so that people would not believe in the ether. They would think it's woo-woo. They would think it's pseudoscience. Those are all terms of the Rockefeller educational system. Coming up with terms to debunk the truth and debunk what we were once connected to. Then when you get rid of ether, you get rid of everything related to the fifth element and the quantum. You get rid of all of that. And then you make up a whole new narrative.
And that's why.
You remove all that so that when you can't explain something, you just say, I don't know what it is.
Here's why everything you learn in school is a lie.
1920.
LeBron Lizard Man James. Look at him.
Israel was created.
But you have to understand, my great-grandmother, who was born in like 1909, she never got exposed to processed foods. She never got exposed to pesticides, herbicides, insecticides. She never got injections. She never got, flame retardants in mattresses, household products that are toxic, cell phone, computer, and TV radiation, EMF. She never got exposed to any of that. So moderation for my great-grandmother would have been a thing. But for us, it's not, because we're constantly exposed. I've been on a plane at least 10 times this year. It's March.
Yeah.
That's radiation every time I get on. Not just on the plane, but when I go through TSA, every time. So we're getting exposed to radiation and toxicity at a level that our ancestors never got exposed to. But you have to understand, my great-grandmother,
that is true,
born in like 1909.
Celibacy becomes very easy for a woman when she realizes that there is directly no man worth being involved with if he isn't helping to improve her life and loving her correctly. She can go months on top of months or even years. It's nothing. Celibacy becomes...
If there is something or someone you're obsessing over, you need to hear this. This man is Neville Goddard, and he was a cosmic philosopher who told a story that made me believe and start applying the law of assumption in my life, and I saw immediate results. So I'm going to paraphrase that story. The year is 1933. There's a depression. Millions of people are out of work. In the summer months, people were allowed to sleep in the parks. There were thousands of people all over the place, and there were long lines for free coffee and bread. At this time, Neville Goddard was a dancer on Broadway, but because people couldn't pay for the ticket, there were only 5 or 6 shows this year as opposed to the normal 50 or 60 a year. He wasn't working much. He was living in a basement, struggling to pay his bills, much like everyone else. He's spending a lot of time hanging out with his neighbor, Abdullah. One night in October of that year, he mentions to Abdullah that he would like to go back to Barbados. In fact, he's been obsessing over it. He can't stop thinking about it. He was there in 1922. He hadn't been back since. And Abdullah looked at him and said, "You are in Barbados." And he said, "I'm in Barbados." And Abdullah said, "Yes, you're in Barbados." He said, "You're noticing the depression from Barbados. You're seeing all the little homes in Barbados. You're smelling the tropical air of Barbados. And you sleep tonight knowing that you're in Barbados. It's not a matter of opinion, it's a fact. So Neville Goddard's like, you're crazy, man. Clearly I'm in New York. I see these tall buildings. I hear the sirens. I'm not in Barbados. But he goes home and he sleeps that night in the basement, just assuming he's in Barbados. America is 2,000 miles away. A week later, nothing happens, so he goes back to Abdullah's house and he says, hey man, I am still thinking about Barbados, and Abdullah slams the door in his face. He brings this up to Abdullah 3 more times, and each time Abdullah slams the door in his face. Finally, he says, how can I talk to you about going to Barbados if you're already in Barbados? You're not being faithful to your assumption. So on December 4th of this year, about 2 months after he first mentioned it to Abdullah, there's a letter under his door. The letter's from his oldest brother, Cecile, and he says, we've never spent Christmas together. I'm enclosing $50 for a shirt, a pair of shoes, and a ticket. I know you don't have a job, so you have no excuse for it to not be here, so I'll see you in Barbados. So Neville rushes to get the ticket, and they say, we can get you a ticket, but we only have 3rd class available. He's still excited. He rushes to Abdullah's house, and he's like, I'm going to Barbados, 3rd class. And Abdullah is like wholly unimpressed. He's like, no, you went to Barbados 1st class. So on December 6th, Neville goes to board and he goes up to the ticket agent and they say, oh, well, we have a cancellation and you're actually going 1st class. So he went there 10 days back in 1st class. And in Abdullah's rudeness, he taught him that in order to do something, you need to already have assumed that you're doing it. And so when people come up and they say, I'd love to be happily married, he said, you are happily married. Go to sleep with a ring on your finger. People looked at him like he was crazy, but he said, this is exactly what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be doing everything that you need to do from that state. This is how the law of assumption works. Follow for more. If there is something or someone you're...
You gotta see yourself doing it first, for sure. You know, how it's gonna get done.
When you light a stick of dynamite, the fuse burns down to a small charge called a blasting cap. Then the blasting cap detonates, which creates a small explosion that sets off the main part of the dynamite. Inside, a chemical called nitroglycerin rapidly decomposes, producing a large amount of gas in a very short period of time. This gas expands quickly, which results in a big explosion. When you light a stick of dynamite, the fuse...
I remember this video. This is funny.
Isn't that awesome? Go check it out, buddy. Go check it out.
He looks so jealous, like he just looked like, y'all ain't getting me one?
Awesome! Drive it over this way, kid.
I think I was just waking up in the morning and going through the day and going to bed at night. But I think that's what most people do. And I hadn't gone to school. I only had 2 months high school. I never had a good job. But I couldn't hold a job. I wasn't a good employee. I would just do enough so I wouldn't get fired. But I got fired a lot. And I met a man, and Ray Stanford in Toronto, and I'm from Toronto. And he got talking to me, he said, why don't you change the way you're living? Well, you know, it never entered my mind that I could or that I should. I didn't give any thought to it. And in looking back, I don't think most people do. You know, people that are watching your material or that are familiar with me or my seminars, they're thinking of what they're going to do with their life. But they're in the minority. 90-some% of the population are lost, and I was. I had never done anything of any consequence. I was earning $4,000 a year. I owed $6,000. So, I mean, if I had taken all the money I earned for 18 months and paid debt, I would have just broken even. I was not happy. And he said, why don't you change your results? Well, like I said, it never entered my mind that I could. And then he asked me, do you read anything? And I said, no, I can't read. Now, I could read. I didn't. I think I read about as well as most people. The average person reads at about a grade 7 level. And that's because you learn to read by the time you're in grade 7, and then you never improve upon it. And he gave me this book. And this is the book that's in Think, that Sean used in Think. And the book has fallen apart. I mean, I've been reading this every day for over 55 years. It was 55 years a couple of weeks ago. And everything in my life started to change. Like he said in here, you've got to decide what you want. Well, that never entered my mind, you know. I would wake up and I just wanted to get the debts off my back. I wanted to get through the day. To think that you could sit down and take a pen and write out what you want and then get it, that was the furthest thing from my mind. I mean, I just didn't, that never entered my mind. But that's what he got me to do. And he talked to me for a while. Well, it ended up, I said I wanted $25,000. I mean, that would be like maybe you saying right now you want $1 billion. I mean, it was so far out of my reach that I didn't even know anyone with $25,000. And I didn't believe it. But he said, if you do exactly what I tell you, you can have anything you want. Well, I not only didn't believe it, there was no way I could believe it. But the way he spoke to me, he had such conviction. I knew he believed it. At least I believed he believed it. And then he said to me, why don't you do what I'm telling you? He said, your way's not working, mine is. He was happy, healthy, wealthy. And I couldn't even figure out why he was talking to me. And something inside me said, why don't you do what he says? So I thought, I'll try it. He said, give it a try. You've got nothing to lose. And so I said, okay. And that's really where it all started. And he gave me this book. And he said, read this every day. He got me to commit that I'd read it every day. Well, that's a thick book, you know, for a guy that doesn't read. I never read a book in my life. I was 26. And
you just trusted him.
I started to read it. And he said, do exactly what I'm telling you and do what the book tells you. Well, my whole life changed. Just like that. I think I was just crazy, waking up in the morning and...
That's dope, man. Well, you gotta have like a goal, you know? Because it's whatever it is that you want, you can manifest it, man. For real. There's nothing that is impossible. Only possible.
Can you figure out why Himalayan salt looks like flesh? I'll give you a hint.
Save $20 a day. 20 a day times 365, 7,003. A year times 2 years, 14,006. 3 years, 21,009. 10 years, 73,000. Compound interest, 78 grand. Save 20 a day, and you always keep broke away. The reason why people don't have money is not how much money you get paid. It's how much money you save. I know people who work McDonald's minimum wage, and they make more money than people make $40 an hour because they understand where they at. So they save trying to get higher. And then the people who make more money, they spend more money and they get more habits. You know what I mean? But you gotta save money. Without saving money, you got nothing to invest. That makes sense? Save $20 a day.
That's real. Without saving money, you got nothing to invest. That's so real. That made me think, like, imagine if you saved all the money you had in your lifetime. We would all really be rich, you know? That's crazy. Me think of that. All right.
In the ear, when you have your ear like that, in Chinese medicine, you imagine the ear like this to be like an inverted fetus, with the eyes here, the hands here, you see, and the legs here. It's like that. And the points here in treatment, they reflect every organ in your body. So your whole body is present in your ear like that. Now, in ancient times, there was nothing called jewelry. You wear jewelry here, you wear jewelry there. No. At the time when the door was open, you used things on your body for certain interactions with the forces of nature. So this point here in Chinese acupuncture is called the point of inner light. And if you put some crystals or diamonds here, that means you activate through resonance, you enter into resonance with your inner light. So your inner vision gets activated. And when they had the priestesses, the young priestesses in the temples, one of the way to activate their inner vision was to put any type of crystal or diamond here, depending on what you want to do, you see. Today, you find people piercing everywhere. Now, that's very, very dangerous. You could completely disrupt the functioning of your physical organs by piercing at this point or at that point or this point. They don't in the ear when you have your ear.
I mean, you got like jewelry on your body, like nose piercing and all that. I mean, you got that. I don't think I ever get that.
Becoming a president of your own life is about taking ownership and control of yourself, having financial literacy, learning the ins and outs of the system that is in place, the matrix that is in place, dedicating time, effort, and energy to learning that. Become a master of your environment. Learn how to take care of your damn family the right way. Get your kids off these screens 24/7 and interact with them and teach them something. Build a business. Build more passive income. Have multiple streams of income in case a disaster or situation happens. Have an escape route and a plan. Go on self-reliance. Understand the power that's already in you and walk in that power. And teach your people around you, your inner circle, how to walk in their power and not be reliant on any outside source. Stop giving away your power. That's what it means. You have to create a clear vision for your life, just like the president is supposed to create a clear vision for the United States. So you create your own clear vision for your life and your family's life and your life, the life of your legacy, your offspring, coming down generations. See, they plan for multiple generations. They plan for hundreds of years in advance. So you don't think that what's happening now financially wasn't planned 100 years ago? If you don't believe that, then you are more of a fool than I even thought. Because this is what's happening right now today has been planned for over 100 years. Becoming a president of your own life is about...
Now here's the first lesson of economics. Everybody should learn it from the time they're old enough to understand what a dollar means. How to earn one, how to get one, how to keep one, what to do with it. First lesson of economics. We primarily get paid for value. Bringing value to the marketplace, that's how you get paid. You don't get paid for the time. I know it takes time to bring value to the marketplace, but you get paid for the value, not the time. Now, since that's true, here's one of the key questions of the evening. Is it possible to become twice as valuable at the marketplace and make twice as much money in the same time? Could you become 3 times as valuable? Is that possible? The answer is yes, if you go to work primarily on yourself. Some people want to be successful, they don't even work on their handshake. As easy as that would be to start on. They let it slide, they don't understand. Develop an above average smile. Develop an above average excitement. Develop an above average interest in other people. Develop an above average intensity to win. See, that'll change everything. Probably one of the most frustrating experiences in life is looking for an above average job with above average pay without becoming an above average person. It's called frustration. And Mr. Schoaf gave me probably the greatest clue he gave me when I first met him. He said, Jim, if you want to be wealthy and happy the rest of your life, just learn this lesson well. He said, learn to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Schoaf gave me probably one of the most important clues. I'm giving him a little rundown one day on how things hadn't worked out for me. He said, Mr. Owen, I've got the answer for you if you will listen carefully. And listen carefully, I did that day and for the next 5 years. If somebody's wealthy and happy, you gotta listen. He said, Jim, I've only known you a short time, but he said, it's already my honest opinion that for things to change for you, you've got to change. That wasn't quite the answer I was looking for. But that's the answer he gave me, and I pass it along to you For things to change for you, you've got to change. Otherwise, it isn't going to change. The man says, well, if it isn't going to change, how will my life ever change? Answer, when you change. And whether I'm talking to high school kids or business executives, my message is always the same. And it goes like this. The only way it gets better for you is when you get better. Now here's the first lesson of economics. Everybody should learn it from the time they're old enough to understand.
You do gotta work on yourself, man. You know, try to be the best version of yourself you can. You know, and just keep evolving. Don't get stuck. For real.
No one's talking about the symbolism behind the white horse in the Paris Olympics because they're all distracted by the music performances. But let's look into this. There's conspiracies floating around that this looks awfully similar to the horsemen of the apocalypse. Now I'll get to that part in a second, but they're saying that this represents the Joan of Arc, and when you search this on Google, these are the representations that you get. And yeah, it could, but let's listen to what Revelation 6 says. I looked, and behold, I saw a pale horse. Its rider's name was Death, and Hades was following close behind. They were given power over a fourth of the earth to kill by sword, famine, plague, and by the wild beasts of the earth. And people were wondering why there were wings under the Eiffel Tower. Well, when you look at the horse at the perfect angle, it gives the horse wings. And then you see all of the nations following behind it. Here's another weird piece of symbolism I caught. So they get off the horse, they hold this, I'm not sure what they're holding, but they walk down the aisle, they go up the stairs, and look what's at the end of the stairs on the wall. No one's talking about the symbolism behind.
You literally can't change what happened. Now, what's powerful is you can change your relationship to what happened.
How do we do that?
By recognizing that most people's identities, that you are for yourself, is founded on the evidence from your history to sustain it. When that person that you think you are is dissolved, disintegrated, then your history is irrelevant. It's only relevant to the evidence that you need to sustain the limited version of yourself today. Because we all, for sure, by virtue of being human, fucked up. We sucked at things. We didn't do things well. We said things that hurt people. So we now get to realize that it's not so much of what we did, but the fact that we used it as evidence to sustain the limiting belief about ourselves. You can go, just because I did X didn't mean that I was a loser. It just meant that I did X. So once you get rid of that, then you literally change your relationship to your history. You don't change the event. What happened and couldn't happen any other way because it didn't. Yeah. Byron Katie, she said, my favorite thing about the past is it's over. You literally can't change.
That is true. You ever been in like a situation where like, I can't wait till this is over, you know? I can't wait till like this day or whatever is going on is over.
Most people think that at the I don't think our generation is sensitive at all. I think we understand that a lot of what has been normalized while growing up is toxic, humiliating, and traumatizing, and we are choosing not to repeat it. I don't think our generation.
Could our understanding of spirituality be deeply connected with entities not of this world? And have alien intelligences been manipulating our consciousness throughout history, some with positive intentions and others much more sinister? But what if these alien entities aren't just extraterrestrial, but interdimensional, that is, influencing us from beyond space and time? The whistleblower at the recent congressional hearing suggests that that's a very real possibility.
You have mentioned that there's interdimensional potential. In terms of multidimensionality, that kind of thing, the framework that I'm familiar with, for example, is something called the holographic principle.
And what if some of these negative entities want to enslave humanity, but not through chains or weapons, but by manipulating our very consciousness, while other positive entities have the exact opposite agenda and want to see us evolve and reach a higher state of consciousness? What if there was a war for the minds of humanity going on right now, and could it be tied to our understanding of spirituality? Could our understanding of spirituality
This man is attacked by a strange interdimensional creature. It's some kind of shape-shifting creature.
What the heck?
This man is attacked by a
Just watch in the light of the reflection of the bird bath. We are all frequency, energy, and vibrations. Our frequencies were made to be in sync with this world around us. But intentionally, the controllers of this realm has worked bit by bit and subtly to disrupt our frequencies and our vibrations, to throw us off sync and harmony with everything around us. Just look at this as one bit of the proof. 432 hertz used to be the musical standard in which instruments were tuned, and it was changed to 440 hertz. Tell me what vibration looks more harmonic. Question your music you listen to, and question everything, friends.
Do y'all see that though? How like they put their hand on it and just start like doing that.
Unaona, mimi nataka kufa. Hii na njara. Sana hivi watoto wanaenda kufutafuta nabyo wanavikosa. Wanavikosa. Wana jenye wanaleta.
Sasa wewe tabia jina lako?
Antije Maria.
Na uko na miaka ngapi sasa?
18.
Una miaka 18. Unatokea wapi kaka? Unatokea wapi?
Kule Karenga.
Karenga ndio. Mpaka hapo.
Nilikuwa niko nakimbia mimi nafika huko. Sijui kwenye nilikuwa mimi naenda. Nijue afika.
Unapatia D6 kutoka kule Kalenga na ukifika hapa. Ulifanya siku ngapi juu kutoka Kalenga mpaka hapa?
Nilikuwa mimi nalala njia mimi nafika huko. Nasikia mabombe wingi kunasema mimi nakimbia. Na watoto wa mama yao alikufaga, baba yake ni msodari, sijue kwenye yuko. Mtoto niko nacho.
Wengi wanaishi na wale watoto wote? Na tulisikia sema kwa watu wenye walikufa tulisikia kama kwa watu walikufa mjua njala.
Hapana, mimi najua ni mimi niko na njara. Sijue wengine.
Au kukufisha kama mtu mwele wale walikufa jua njala.
Ba mingi. Mingi. Unaona mimi nataka kufa.
That's crazy. How like, you know, people could be so rich and have all this money and then someone else can just be, you know, starving to death. Like, that's just sad, man. Like, they got all that money just buying it on whatever. I mean, it's their money, but dang. That's crazy that, like, some people have to, like, suffer. Sucks.
Everyone around me drops. I'm never gonna ever stop.
What? Get out of here. Please.
He found that up to 80% of his depressed people, their circadian rhythm was out. He also found that a lot of his depressed people were going to bed very late and they were watching movies or playing games or on computer till late. So a couple of things were happening there. Number one, they were missing out on the rest and rejuvenation that God planned us to get every night, but they were missing out on the early morning sun. He says that first hour of light in the day, it resets your circadian rhythm. So sunshine's important. Sunshine in the day helps us to sleep better at night because it resets that body clock. It's called your circadian rhythm. You've heard of the circadian rhythm? It is reset by sun's rays going through the eyes. I never suggest we look at the sun. Our eyes will tell us not to do that. You could look at it today though. It was a funny hazy ball behind the clouds. But those sun's rays help to reset the circadian rhythm. Dr. Neil Nedley, he found that up to 80% of his depressed people, their circadian rhythm.
That's what I've been telling y'all, man. Go take you a little walk, whatever you feeling, man. But, take a walk in that sun. It will definitely change your mood, for real. Indeed.
This is footage of the power going out all over Paris just a day after the opening ceremony. Users all over social media are showing pictures of the city in darkness. Now, I'm not saying the two are correlated, but just a day before this at the opening ceremony, you had them recreating the Last Supper. You had them in red dresses, holding heads, singing to metal. You had symbolism of the white horse that I made a whole video on. You had Snoop Dogg wearing a chain with a goat head on it. Again, not saying these are correlated, but just know God is real. This is footage of the power going out all over.
Oh my God. Yeah, we're gonna see how long it takes to drop from 6,600 feet right through the clouds. Woo. And we're coming down fast. We'll just leave it at idle because, you know, I could do an engine out drill, but this is so beautiful. I just want to share this with you guys.
Oh boy, he up there. Real, he really up there.
Feel my ears popping in
Got crowds that's like, bro, we got ships that's so fucking big, bro. We got huge pyramid crowds and everything. But see, this the thing. Our technology don't work without us. You feel me? I'm finna tell y'all why the 7 wonders of the world is wonders of the world. Our technology don't work without us. So if you try to turn on our technology without us, it ain't gonna work. So it's like they conquered all the land and stuff like that and disconnected us from source, but now they fucked up because you can't work our shit. So now it's like, what you gonna do? You gotta sit here and wait for us to wake up. And when we wake up, it's a wrap. We got crowds that's like, bro, we got ships that's so fucking...
Honestly, I agree with that, yeah. I feel like we are connected, way more connected than they are to this planet, for real.
I ain't forget where I came from. I just realized I could have stayed there.
I swear to God, y'all are so annoying. And when I say y'all know who I'm talking about. It be the stupidest comments like, damn, you're out there in AZ. You must be hot. You always riding around with the windows down. Fishbowl, what they say in a Texas glass house, baby. Then the next comment will be like, you always got your music up when you slap your system? You don't ever put it down? Go do what you want with your system. And your tank, and your old school, and your two-door box Chevy. Do you have one? Oh. I swear to God, y'all are so annoying. And when I say...
I used to be that nigga who was super conscious, who knew all of the metaphysical, esoteric information, but I was broke as fuck. So I had to be real with myself, and I had to admit, like, bro, what's the point of knowing all of this deep metaphysical information, but I don't even got nowhere to lay my head? Like, I can't even really feed myself, but I feel like I'm superior to everybody because I read some fucking books and watched some videos. I tell people all the time, bro, that if your spiritual philosophy or ideology doesn't actually improve your physical reality, then it's cap, and I get it. Once you learn all this information, you want to believe that the system is evil, the system is trying to control you, that capitalism is bad and corporations rule everything. It's like, boom, you right, that's true. But if we want to build our own system in society and reality, nigga, we need resources, bro. This shit not just gonna fall out the fucking sky. So it's like, man, unless you're about to just go live in the fucking woods in a tent for the rest of your life, you're gonna have to get some money, bro. And that's why I've been saying for years that a lot of people that consider themselves conscious and spiritual and woke, they're some of the most delusional people on the fucking earth. Just being real, bro. Because once again, let's keep it real. Like, we can talk about building our own reality in society, but most of us don't even have the skills to actually do it. How many people actually know how to build a house, how to generate electricity, how to source water? Most people don't know how to do this, but they think because they know. I used to be that nigga who was...
He talking some real stuff. That is true.
That man Pops must be part pogo stick or something, fam.
how you accidentally do a Hulk jump after you trip. That man tripped and got that kind of clearance, bro. I thought he used the Octane jump pad for like 2 seconds.
What? Nah, he got hops. He got hops for real. This is a good movie.
You know, some people like to keep this stuff on for flavor. We won't be eating at their houses. You know, some people like to keep this.
What do you mean by that? Is that like something bad you shouldn't be doing? Like you should lead his owner? I don't know. 'Cause I never grew up before.
You think that
I wouldn't know.
that is like it's not a mental game for me to do 1,000 pull-ups? You think it's not a mental game? I have the same blood as y'all. I have the same muscles. My body's built the same way. You think that is like it's not a mental game for me to do 1,000 pull-ups? You think it's not a mental game? I have the same.
Guys, that you don't have.
I just want to say, get up and do whatever you want to do today and be authentically you every single day. Live like it's your last day and you will start to live better days, okay? If you worried about people doing what you're doing and copying you, just be you to the fullest. There's only one of you in your current, lifetime, I guess. You are so unique. You are so special. Whatever you possess, whatever you embody, share that with the world. There is nothing else like you. I just want to say,
that is crazy. How we all got like our own unique. We are our own unique self. It's crazy.
11 things people learn way too late.
1. The less you say, the more your words will matter. 2. Don't take everything personally. Not everyone thinks about you as much as you do. 3. When you focus on problems, you'll have more problems. When you focus on possibilities, you'll have more opportunities. 4. No matter how much it hurts now, someday you will look back and realize your struggle changed your life for the better. 5. You meet people for a reason. Either you need them to change your life, or you're the one that will change theirs. 6. Never be afraid to try something new. Life gets boring when you stay within the limits of what you already know. 7. You will never truly know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. 8. Once you begin to take note of the things you are grateful for, you begin to lose sight of the things that you lack. 9. If you do not have control over your mouth, you do not have control over your future. 10. Life is a mirror and will reflect back to the thinker what he thinks into it. 11. The only person you have to face in the morning is yourself. Be unbeatable.
Another thing people learn too late is how processed foods affect you. So I made a book that teaches you about artificial ingredients. Comment real and I'll send you the link to the ebook. What he's saying is facts. Take these things and apply them. Follow me for more. 11.
So you got someone asked me, they said, how do you wake up at 5 a.m. and you go running? What are you running from? And I said, I thought about that. I pondered on that extensive and elusive thought for a while. And I said, and I said to myself, and I said in myself, I said, I'm not running from nothing. I'm running to success. I'm running to greatness. I'm running to icon status. Harper's Bazaar icon, because I got issue. I'm running to my goals. I'm running from mediocrity. I'm running from being average. Because why be average when you can be amazing? So when I'm running in the morning, I say run.
I think it's time we come together finally.
Fact.
Now that we've figured out who we the people are,
Why not?
we have to protect our people and wake our people. It's time to not be divided anymore. Now we know who's on our side and who ain't.
Y'all ready?
That always helps. Thank all you patriots that keep me going. on this app after losing thousands and thousands of people for speaking the truth. Keep it up. You guys got it. We got it. There's good things coming, you know. As bad as it may look. Time to party in Zion, if you know what I'm saying.
That's interesting. That is crazy though. Like they really be pinning the truth right in our face in these movies and like these shows, you know. And then people just look at it as entertainment. Some would say got the goosebumps. I ain't gonna lie, I kind of did too. This is real, man. You know, everything might be bad now, but eventually it's going to get better, for real. You just gotta, you know, see it out. That's it.
I had a crazy astral projection experience that I would like to share. Now, as I express in all my astral projection experiences, I know exactly when I'm about to leave my body. I go into what's called a vibratory state, and I can actually feel my etheric body start to separate from my corporeal vessel. When this happens, I don't fight it. The state of paralysis typically kicks in. You get into the state of paralysis. You normally feel your body feel extremely heavy. This is a sign that you're going to have an OBE. As I separate from my body, what I would like to call a wormhole opens up, and I actually get pulled through very fast, extremely fast. Now, as I'm tunneling through this wormhole, I get through the other side, and now I can fly, and I can actually navigate through this particular realm. And when I get through the other side of this realm, I see the military. And the military is actually looks like they're going to war with what appears to be the chosen, okay? And the military's firing rockets, they're firing all kind of bullets, and they can't harm us. They can't hurt us at all.
Excuse me.
I'm flying extremely fast. I mean, there's tall buildings, and we can hear everything that they're saying on their radio systems and stuff like that. Like they're communicating amongst each other. And I'm not sure what it was. I'm not sure if it was a telepathic connection or we hacked in to their technology somehow. But we were all able to hear everything that they were saying over their walkie-talkies, and they were extremely they were in fear, okay? And we were destroying and shutting down everything they were doing. I mean, I'm talking about going underground through their bases and everything. I don't know if I seen a future timeline. I don't know what I seen, but I actually felt that I was there. I was physically there, and I wasn't watching it from third person. I'm flying around. I'm in telepathic communication with other brothers and sisters, right? And we talking and we communicating. And the crazy thing about it is why I'm in this realm, the brothers that I'm talking to, it was 3 other ones that I was mainly kicking it with. It was other gods and goddesses actually taking care of things and cleaning up what was going on, but it was mainly 3 other brothers that I mainly remember being in close proximity to, and that I was actually kicking it with. And I knew their names at the time, but for some reason, when I came back, I couldn't remember their names. It's crazy. But while I was there, I remember kicking it with them and communicating with them, and we was flying around, and the military was trying to shoot at us, cosmic family, and we had these shields. These big shields would just pop right up in front of us, and it was deflecting all their projectiles. I keep telling y'all, shows like Raising Dion and Supercell is predicated on us and our actual abilities. 12-strand genetics are being activated. This is a fact. And this actually gave me more confirmation, and is even making me go harder now with integration of my cosmic light body. We are being upgraded, okay? This is the time to remove all harmful toxic metals as well as parasitic organisms out of your body to integrate your new cosmic Ethereal energy that's coming in. And this is important. This is important to do this, all right? Because a lot of people aren't going to be able to take the merging of the new cosmic Ethereal energy. As I expressed, you want to remove all toxic metals out of your body, such as arsenic, lead, cadmium, and mercury, okay? These are your kryptonite, cosmic family, and it's important that you detox. This is important. Remember, I told you every time you go out in that sun with lead, cadmium, and mercury in your body, it's equivalent to taking a bunch of spoons, forks, and knives, putting it in the microwave and turning it on. Your melanin at that point is cooking you from the inside. You are an electromagnetic being, so these deletes place these toxic metals here purposely to harm your neuromelanin, okay? Pay attention to this. Told you several times that chlorella with cilantro is referred to as heavy metal chelation, okay? Using cilantro and chlorella can naturally remove an average of 87% of lead, 91% of mercury, and 74% of aluminum from the body within 45 days. Do have the cilantro and chlorella blend available on Holistic Remedies for Ascension, link in bio. This is specifically formulated for heavy metal detox, okay? This will expel the lead, cadmium, and mercury from your blood. I'll also stress the importance of removal of parasitic organisms, okay? These parasitic organisms typically lay in your sacral chakra region, all right? And this is where astral projection is done from. All right, remember, you have soul projection is done from the crown chakra, and astral projection is done from the solar plexus chakra region. All right, and this is typically where the parasitic organisms like to lay and accumulate. All right, remember, you have a total of 3 brains. Your solar plexus chakra, your stomach is a brain, all right, which has neurons. And what happens is those parasitic organisms have the ability of traveling through those neurons, via the neurons. And they can get through the heart, they can get through the brain, and they can have the ability of affecting your ability to actually function. At that point, you're craving food you shouldn't eat. You're having intrusive thoughts, and you're lethargic. You're not wanting to get up to exercise. This is all predicated on parasitic organisms that take residence in these avatars. I told you that the 3 primary ingredients to kill parasites and their eggs is sweet wormwood, cloves, as well as black walnut. These 3 components not only kills the parasites, but also eradicates their eggs. Now, these parasites are a lot more advanced than they used to be, family, okay? These parasites are sentient and are typically in the processed foods. This is why you have to cut all the processed foods with genetically modified organisms. These genetically modified organisms are designed to affect your genetic sequence, all right, which makes you forget your cosmic memories and takes you away from your Akashic records, all right? And this is why people are starting to forget who they really are. It's the food that they're consuming. Obtaining these forms is definitely possible, and it's gonna happen. I've seen it in multiple visions, okay? But it's gonna take a process of actually shedding off the flesh, all right? And this is some of the things that the Bible made mention of when it talked about the flesh being weak. We crave food we shouldn't eat. We desire things we shouldn't know. And these things pull us farther away from our primordial mind. But as we step farther in the age of ascension and in the age of awakening, what's gonna happen is we're gonna actually get closer to our cosmic bodies. And this is happening now, family. And it's only a few that's chosen to do this. The ones that think this information is far-fetched aren't going to be amongst the elite. They're not going to be there. They're going to be the ones that's witnessing what's going on. And there's going to be some ones that's on the front line, flying around and actually taking on these abilities and embarking on that cosmic energy. And these are the ones that's taking heed to this information that's being presented. All right? Peace, love, and light to everyone. I had a crazy astral projection.
That's crazy though. How we can even have a out of body experience, y'all. How many of y'all had an out of body experience, man? That's crazy. You can really step out of your body and have that experience, which is called lucid dreaming. But that's crazy. Dang, that's dope.
What is HIV? Human immunodeficiency virus. Stay with me. What's the base of your immunity? Carbon. So guess what HIV is doing? It's robbing you of the basis of your existence, carbon. So what should we do? We should get you on a high carbon based diet and get rid of all foods that help feed the virus, which is nitrogen. The virus wants to get rid of all the carbon and leave the nitrogen. And what does nitrogen do? Nitrogen suffocate and deprive the cells of oxygen, decreasing immunity even faster. Stay with me. 2, I will give them a citrus infused lime treatment with activated charcoal and chlorophyll to cleanse the lymph nodes, boost immunity, and bring more oxygen supply in the body. 3, advisory. You cannot heal from this using dry herbs. You need that advanced lipid-based formula that's going to work 100 times better than a water-based supplement that works epigenetically by going straight to the DNA and telling it what it needs to do. And in this case, he's being robbed of nuclear melanin. So I will put him on my Immune Max formula, which boosts his immunity, and my Cure All formula, which increases red blood cell count and restore the body of the nuclear melanin that's being robbed of it. Like and share this video for part 2.
You don't get it yet, do you? I just gave you an opportunity of a lifetime, brother.
What is the secret to staying in shape and being able to run up and down the court at 74 years old?
Stop eating pork at 18. Stop eating red meat at 25.
I don't know about that one.
Right. Basketball 5 days a week, 5 to 6 hours.
Total.
Yeah. No. Per day.
Per day?
Per day.
I've already been here 5 hours.
And you just played 2 full court games?
Yeah. Protein and vegetables. And then on the weekends, I treat myself.
Yeah.
Box of cookies, a whole
cookie.
pizza.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
I thought you were talking about something else.
No.
No smoking.
Never been drunk twice in my life.
Oh, no
Once
alcohol.
at 18, once at 36.
What happened at 36?
I was at a barbecue because I used to race cars.
I thought you were gonna say that's when you got married.
No.
No pork, no red meat,
Right.
no alcohol, basketball 5 hours a day, no sex.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm not dead. Let's just say this, I'm down to 3 times a night.
What the? Whoa! Ronnie Love.
Anthony.
Ronnie Love. That's his name now.
Original gangster.
I'm talking about Roddy Love. What, bro?
So one of the strange things, Demogorgon fish octopus, did we just see this man catch out of the ocean? He is at. Can somebody please explain to me? Oh, I'm getting radioactive fish vibes. Yeah, cause this look like something straight out of Fallout. Where is the mouth? Where is the eyes? I don't even, so maybe like a squid and a catfish, they had a baby? It created the hemoglobin, or whatever you would call this.
What is
and y'all let me
that?
know too, am I over exaggerating about this diabolical creature? Or do we got creatures that's really popping up from the Benton Alien Force universe? Y'all might see me doing a lot of playing, but I'm so serious. What in the squidnometry is this? Y'all really think I be bullshitting? It's really a Dr. Doofenshmirtz looking at nigga running around here creating these specimens. But y'all let me know, what type of creature?
I agree. I don't know what type of creature that is right there. That looks strange.
If you poop on Mount Everest, because of the cold, harsh environment, it's kind of like a freezer, meaning the poop stays there for a long time. And with its many climbers, the mountain is now covered in poop. When the ice melts, this waste can even slide down the slope, creating what's known as a poop slide. But since 2014, climbers are now required to take their poop with them, which has helped cut back on this problem. If you
Who is taking a poop right here? That is disgusting, man.
Places in high places are not going to save us. Just look at the black proponents of Cop City in Atlanta's leadership class. Black faces in high places are not going to save us. Just look at the black woman's hand, ambassador at the UN, voting against a ceasefire in Gaza. That is, our blackness and our womanness are not in themselves trustworthy. If we allow ourselves to be conscripted into positions of power that maintain the oppressive status quo, our blackness and womanness are not themselves trustworthy if we support the occupation of black neighborhoods with so-called better trained police, or remain about the genocide of oppressed peoples around the world funded by our tax dollars.
Talk. I just told you this. Talk, sister.
And here, let me please shout out the incredible Spelman students and AUC siblings who have been organizing with Stop Cop City and Justice in Palestine, among many other troublemakers in this room. You all remind us that college is not a waiting room to enter the real world, but that you can start transforming that world right here, right now. It goes without saying, but let me just say it anyway. For student activists speaking out courageously for Palestine and Congo and Haiti and to stop Cop City, they should not be threatened with expulsion, loss of scholarships, or have public safety called on them for protesting. Too often, our institutions celebrate student activists after they've graduated. Even giving them honorary degrees. system while we are enrolled.
For hundreds of years, we've been the most hated. The most hated, but within that hatred comes the hypocrisy of loving our culture. You've made trillions off of our motherfucking culture. You know that. You've made money off our culture. Let's be real.
100%.
You've made money off our culture. White musicians, all of them have made money off of black fucking culture. All of rock, all of jazz, motherfucker.
That is true. All these movies about violence and stuff, yeah, they definitely be making money off of black culture. I agree.
All the shit we created
crazy.
from the oppression, which is fucked up in itself. The oppression and the fucking abuse and the rape and the putting down of us. We create blues, jazz, rock and roll, reggae, ska. We invent all of that shit. For hundreds of years, we've been the most hated.
That's true.
5 herbs I would recommend as a qualified naturopath to detox your brain.
1. Shilajit resin. It contains a powerful antioxidant called fulvic acid, which pulls heavy metals out of your brain. 2. Fresh celery juice. It contains sodium cluster salts, which diffuse the charge of heavy metals. 3. Zeolite. It removes plaque and binds to heavy metals, helping to get rid of the food that parasites feed on. 4. Deep breathing. Oxygen is food for your brain, and deep breathing helps clear the glymphatic system, which are tiny tubes that help drain the brain of toxins. 5. Sea moss. This one's actually great for detoxing the gut, but as we know, the gut and brain are connected. Parasites and toxins can travel through your central nervous system, so it's important you address both when detoxing. Comment the word detox below if you'd like to learn more.
5 herbs I would recommend as a qualified.
It's the only thing I haven't tried. I need to get some sea moss now. How?
I'm gonna just go ahead and apologize in advance because the joke I'm gonna crack is gonna be terrible and very corny. But please don't block me, alright? It's the first thing that came to my mind. I gotta say it. Alright, so cool. Now, first of all, I just want to acknowledge that for your car to get hit by a wheel that's been rolling that long, you couldn't have been paying attention to the road, fam. You had 5 to 10 business days to maneuver, and you didn't. Yeah, you didn't care about nothing. So that's how you ended up in the situation in the first place. No pity. Cool. So I'm gonna act it out, right? So they driving down the street, they in here with it. Bow. And then wham. Now obviously they was probably on their phone or something, so they look up. And then they realize the situation, bro. They realize what just took place. You know what I'm saying? What happened to their vehicle? It's because, wham, look up. Oh, Willie!
Oh, Willie. That was kind of corny, but I get what he mean.
When you stop smoking, you realize that y'all was really never friends for real. It was just because of the smokes. Oh, no! When you stop smoking, you realize that y'all was...
When you have a good heart, you are destined to win, even when you may not be able to see the victory around you. And the reason why you get so much hate or so many people is preying on your downfall is because even when you couldn't see the abundance around you, your good heart was the abundance within itself, the true value. And that's why so many people try to take it from you or get you out of character to distract you from the good person that you truly are. When you have a good heart, you are destined to win.
So we had these ancient trees, the stratosphere and all these different layers of the atmosphere that they be telling people about. Those different layers, they spray those different layers in the sky via the chemtrails and shit like that. They spray the stratosphere and the hemisphere in the sky and stuff like that. That's like holographic technology along with chemtrail technology and stuff like that. That's like a weapon. They use that to keep us from seeing how the nighttime sky really looks. They using that to keep our trees from growing big how they used to be. That's why they tell y'all, oh, the oxygen levels decreasing so the trees can't grow that high. The sequoia trees, and don't just the tree they tell you about. They don't even tell you about the ancient megalithic tree that stood up the size of like 4 Empire State Buildings. So we had these ancient...
You gotta think about it. What do you think they get their ideas from to building downtowns and these super tall buildings? Like, what did they see back then? You know? Yeah. Everything must have been way bigger than what it is now. It's crazy. Alright, y'all. That's gonna do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Got something from it. Got a little laughing. Learned something new. all that good stuff. I'm sending peace, abundance, prosperity, and good health your way. Make sure you take care of yourself, and if the weather is nice, get outside in the sun, take you a walk. You know, it's good. Breathe. You know, breathe in that fresh air. All right. With all that being said, I'll see you guys in the next upload. Peace.